the good Lord. The settlers of Michigan's Central Thumb area came to celebrate both. Their deep faith and zest for life created a community that has withstood the test of time. Today, this small town entertains over 3 million each year. We'd like you to be one of them. With open arms, the people of this proud city say, Willkommen, welcome to Frankenmuth, Michigan. Crossing the Cass River into Frankenmuth is an experience in itself. This 239-foot wooden covered bridge is an exact replica of a 19th century type. The bridge was built on shore entirely by hand with town lattice construction, then pulled into place by 2 oxen and a block and tackle system. It was no easy task, considering the bridge weighs 230 tons. Once across, a Michigan historical marker greets you. Then, downtown Frankenmuth opens before you in all its Bavarian glory. Shopping and dining or just walking around in Frankenmuth is filled with what the locals call Gemütlichkeit, the Bavarian word for hospitality. In order to understand the origins of Gemütlichkeit, you must first reach back and touch a little of yesterday. Frankenmuth is a city that has not forgotten its beginnings. Just one of the places where history lives on is the Nicholas Mill. This water-driven stone-grinding mill is an exact replica of the original Untermühle, or lower mill, built on the Cass River in 1911. More than just a museum, the Nicholas Mill earns its keep by working at its intended purpose. The grain is still stone-ground here, and you can purchase the products of the mill at the store within the building. Still, the depth of Frankenmuth goes far beyond the old mill. The real foundation of this area is the land. In 1845, 12 sturdy Bavarian settlers were advised to settle in this rich, fertile area. Later, Michigan's huge lumber trade opened thousands of acres for agricultural use. Today, the many well-kept farms surrounding Frankenmuth keep that tradition strong. Many of these farms are still run by descendants of the original settlers. More recently, the addition of dairy and beef cattle has further strengthened the farm community surrounding Frankenmuth. Yet even with all of this, Frankenmuth would be just another small town were it not for the faith that binds them together. The first building constructed by the original settlers was a church. Today, the towering steeple of St. Lorenz Church, Frankenmuth's oldest, still dominates the landscape, just as it did over 100 years ago. Nearby are the final resting places of many of Frankenmuth's original settlers. Some of the names may have faded, but Frankenmuth has not forgotten. A replica of the town's first church stands silently among them. Exclusively Lutheran until 1962, today Frankenmuth's active churches serve most all faiths. While the churches may be the center of activity on Sundays, during the week, the garden in front of the Bavarian Inn draws a big crowd. Several times each day, the Glockenspiel Tower goes into action. With its magnificent 35-bell carillon, a beautiful figurine movement, and illuminated clock, all imports from Germany, the Glockenspiel Tower first plays several favorite selections. Then the mechanized figurines tell the story of the Pied Piper of Hamelin. It's a story young and old alike have come to love. While the Bavarian Inn's Glockenspiel Tower is fun, the real treat is on the inside. We'll come back later to tell you more about that. Touring around Frankenmuth, you'll find many unique shops, but perhaps none more unique than the Schoolhouse Square, a modern shopping mall contained in the former Main Street Middle School. And speaking of touring, a recent addition to Frankenmuth is this beautiful stern-wheeler riverboat tour. Though perhaps not entirely Bavarian, the riverboat tour offers a pleasantly different perspective on this beautiful city. The Frankenmuth Riverboat Tour, a piece of American history in the midst of Bavarian history. And what city of Bavarian heritage would be complete without a brewery? Frankenmuth is home to Michigan's last independent family brewer. The open flames and iron kettles have been replaced by beautiful copper, but the recipe hasn't changed in over 100 years. Frankenmuth dark beer is the celebrated beverage at many state and national events. The St. Julian Winery also makes its home in Frankenmuth. as does the giant G. Heilemann Brewing Company. In this city of strong devotion, it seems only natural that Christmas is a big holiday here. It's so big, in fact, every day is Christmas in Frankenmuth. Take a drive down this street to the world-famous address of 25 Christmas Lane, to Bronner's Christmas Wonderland. Bronner's is a place where the spirit of this joyous season can be found 365 days a year. And you can ship a little holiday spirit to anyone, anywhere in the world, from right here. No visit to Frankenmuth would be complete without a visit to Bronner's. Another memorable point in Frankenmuth is the craftsmanship. The famous clockmakers of old Germany are well represented here, as are many other skilled trades. For example, wood carving. Wood carving is not a skill you'll learn from a book. It's an art form much like sculpting. The woodcarver first imagines a picture in their mind, then, cut by precise cut, will sculpt that picture to three-dimensional perfection. Some of the tools and methods used are hundreds of years old. At the George Kielhofer Master Woodcarver Shop, you're invited to see the creation of these charming pieces. After you see them made, visit the gift shop and take home your favorite. Throughout the city of Frankenmuth, Bavarian architecture prevails. In truth, this old world influence on buildings is a fairly recent development. But today, you'll find, as many others have, Frankenmuth is more Bavarian than Bavaria itself. Now, as promised, let's get back to the reason why so many people make Frankenmuth an annual destination. Fabulous food. At the Bavarian Inns, Zender's, and other fine establishments around Frankenmuth, the traditional cuisine, especially chicken, has made them world famous. Here at the Bavarian Inn, the decor is filled with history. The serving is done in family table fashion, and the waiters and waitresses all don traditional costumes. Each year, Frankenmuth restaurants will serve over 2 million meals. On any given Sunday, Zender's alone will host dinner for over 4,000. In all, nearly 1.5 million pounds of chicken, 227 tons of potatoes, 65,000 heads of cabbage and lettuce, and nearly 500,000 loaves of bread will be consumed in Frankenmuth annually. After dinner at the Bavarian Inn, browse through the gift shop. You'll be entranced by the sparkling crystal and glassware and hundreds of dolls in traditional clothing. There's always a smile and a warm willkommen waiting for you in Frankenmuth. Memories of Frankenmuth are long-lasting. And yet beyond all the lovely scenery, all the intricate craftsmanship and hard work, and all the thousands of flowers, there's something in the air here that can't be captured on film. You can see it in the people. It's a feeling of pride, of heritage, and of deep faith in God and family. It's a feeling you can take home with you free of charge, and it lasts forever. Do you like to send and receive postcards?